Welcome back on the channel, guys. Today we have one of the realest traders I know. We have a lot of fake gurus, but this guy is one of the guys I know with the most infinite accounts. So anyway, Andrew NFX.
Yeah, nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet you.
Welcome to Romania. Hope
Thank you.
you enjoy the city so far, Bucharest.
It's amazing so far.
Yeah,
So
very good.
anyway, what is your story?
All right. So for those who don't really know me, I've been on some podcasts. My name is Andrew, 24, turning 25 next year in March. And yeah, my background is I've been playing basketball here in Romania.
Mhm.
I started when I was like 6 or 7 years old, so very young. Played until like 19 when I had a pretty bad injury. And then slowly got into trading. And then I first started with binary options. Then I tried some stocks trading, options, and then finally got into like forex trading.
You're 24, you said.
Yeah, 24.
So when did you start with trading?
First time I started was when I was 17.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't really allowed because it's not the legal age here. It's like 18.
Okay.
But I did some things and I managed to do like binary options because they don't really ask that many questions. So I did some money there, but I kept researching it. And then I took a break for like 2 years. I did another business, e-commerce, to make some money, and then got back into trading when that basically didn't go well.
So when we're talking about trading, when was the first time you actually started making money, like serious money with trading?
That was when I was around 20, 21, I think.
Mhm.
That's when I first started to see some results. I was
Okay.
trading personal account, didn't have a lot of money, but it was just, I focused on percentages. So
Yeah.
it was,
All right.
yeah.
So you have a crazy story. That's what I heard.
Uh,
So
yeah.
a crazy injury also. And how did everything come from there?
So the injury I had was pretty bad. I kind of broke my back,
Mm-hmm.
so I had to sit in bed for like a few months. And I had time to. That was a very important moment because I realized that's not what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of shifted my mentality. So I started getting into like self-development, studying like psychology, mindset, all of that, because I wanted to do business. I wanted to change my future. So yeah, I think that was a very important moment in my life. Very something that defines my
Okay.
future. So trading wasn't really something that I want. I never. I figured in life what I noticed so far is like the things that you do, you never expect them to. So the
Exactly.
same as trading. I wasn't expecting to do trading. It was just something that happened. I was just more into business. I wanted to do business, but it
So
happened. Yeah.
you would say it was in that case a good thing that happened, and then from there on you really started your career and
Yeah.
everything you're doing now.
Yeah, because that's how life works, right? You have the path and you just follow it.
Yeah,
It's not really
exactly.
up to you.
So in the beginning you were like, I'm going to be a professional basketball player, and then
I mean, I never really wanted to do that, to be honest. It was just something that I really enjoyed.
Mhm.
And I think sports are very good to develop yourself, like
Okay.
discipline and all of that. It's very, very good. So it was something that I enjoyed doing, but then it had to come to an end because
Mm.
there's no future in it, right?
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of people would be down after an injury like that, and you started then in self-development. So
I
exactly.
mean, it was the perfect timing because I was just turning 19. I didn't really go to university, college. I tried. I finished 1 year and then I dropped
Mm.
out. So it was time to do something. So yeah, it just gave me the push, the
Yeah,
motivation.
okay.
Yeah.
All right, so you started with trading, then you went over to e-commerce, and then you went back in trading, if I'm
Yeah, but
correct.
I didn't really do trading. I did some money, like a few $100s. So
Mm.
it wasn't really trading professionally. It was just something that I got into because you know everyone when he starts online you have like drop shipping. I tried that,
Exactly.
then you have trading and then you have all of this stuff. But yeah, then I did an e-commerce brand
Mm.
and yeah, did that here in Romania.
And how did that went?
It went good for a few years, but then I had to shut it down when COVID came because it just went dead.
Okay, all right.
Yeah,
So the e-commerce was okay in the beginning.
yeah, it was not doing crazy amounts. Let's say I don't
Mm.
know 1-2 thousand a month profit, so it's not that much.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have any expenses, so I just stacked the money
All right.
and used
So
that for trading. Yeah,
you used the money from the e-commerce for
yeah.
trading.
So I
How
shut the
did it?
business down and yeah, I used that for trading.
Okay, all right. And in the beginning, you probably started only trading with brokers
Yeah,
before you
just
went up.
personal brokers, and then years after FT almost started to become popular, and then
Mm.
that was my first prop firm.
So for you, prop firms and finite accounts were a good thing.
Yeah, it
Almost.
was one of the best things because you're not risking your own money, right?
Mhm.
Very good.
There is something you are already long in the trading industry. I think a lot of people they are new in the trading industry.
Mm.
So you saw the entire prop firm space coming up.
Yeah, I've seen everything.
Okay, and
Yeah.
how were you standing in the beginning for prop firms?
I thought they're really good. Obviously, when someone finds out about them, it's
Mm.
like a life-changing opportunity. But then you find out more about how they actually run.
Yeah.
So they're not
Okay.
here for you to make money. But yeah, I same as everyone. I lost accounts, tried to pass them, and all of that. I tried to get my first like funded capital to trade with.
Hmm.
Didn't really work out until I basically took a step back and focused more on just being consistent.
Okay, but you weren't like skeptical about the amount of money you can get from a prop
At
firm?
first, no, because I didn't understand it.
Okay,
I
I
only
see.
understood it after. Yeah,
Yeah, all right. So you thought that prop firms would literally give you
yeah,
the
yeah,
real money like
yeah. Like
everybody did in the
everyone else.
beginning.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
And then you get hit with a reality check.
all right. So the first prop firm you ever knew was FTMO,
Yeah, that was the first, and then funding talent, and then my first ones.
my for sense. Okay, and there we have
So all
also,
three are. Yeah,
yeah,
I
all
mean,
right.
FTMO is still there. Yeah.
And you still trade with FTMO or the beginners or
No, the beginning
the beginners of the prop firms like FTMO? Yeah, my for sense you can't, but you still trade with them?
with FTMO, no, because they banned me.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
exactly. That's something we go deeper in later on.
yeah, yeah.
But so the funded companies, you made your first real capital, and on brokers, not really that much. If I,
No, I mean, yeah, if you don't have a lot of capital, you can't really make a lot of money unless you risk a lot. So I wasn't really that type of guy who flips accounts because you
hmm
see a lot of them doing it, but it was just too much risk.
mm,
So I just did funding companies. Then I did all the withdrawals into my personal. I was trading that for a bit, and
mm.
then after funding talent shut down, I did trade personal for like half a year, and then I went back into funding companies.
All right, all right. So the first major payout you had with a funded company was the life-saving payout, like the life-changing payout. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, it wasn't really life changing as I was already doing money, but yeah, the first big pair was with
Mm, mm.
Farrington. Yeah.
And now, when we are looking at prop firms, when they first started, okay, we thought it was real money. Now we see, all right, it's simulated
Yeah,
money.
everything is similar.
How is your mindset now to prop
I mean,
firms?
it's just the same. It's just a tool to use, right?
Mm,
But people don't really understand it, right?
yeah.
They get fooled by the marketing aspect of it. But yeah, I've always knew after the start. Obviously, I kind of understood how things run. It's just a tool to use, right?
Yeah,
Who cares if
exactly.
it's real or not?
Yeah,
If you get
exactly.
paid
But
out, then
maybe you're because they are designed to make you fail that you are now having
yeah.
a
But
good
if you
mindset.
find a way to pass it and you
Mm,
find a way to actually make money, which is less than 5%, 3% maybe, then do you really care? That's the thing I
exactly.
notice with people, especially when it comes to trading. They focus on the wrong thing so many
Okay.
times. I think you've seen that,
Yeah,
like
definitely,
students,
definitely.
they ask the stupidest like questions like, oh, should I choose 1 to 100 leverage or 1 to 500, or should I
Exactly.
choose USD or GBP, or stupid questions, right? They
Exactly.
focus their attention to the wrong things.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Just need to focus on making money, right?
they are just super skeptical about every prop firm, and then they don't want to trade with it, and they blow their money
Yeah,
in the brokers.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. So
So
just
it's
try to focus on the right things.
yeah, exactly. I think
Yeah,
prop firms are still the best way we have now in the industry.
obviously, yeah.
Yeah,
There's so many, and you can split your risk in
exactly,
many
exactly.
different aspects. Yeah.
Okay, so I'm from Cyprus, where there are a lot of
Yeah.
brokers and a lot of traders, but in Romania, I think it's different. Do we have like a lot of traders? Is there prop firms
No,
here?
no, Romania is not that popular with trading. No,
Hmm.
only crypto trading has become quite popular.
Crypto is not popular here.
But I don't think there is any legit traders that actually make money from trading. I
In
don't
the
think so. No.
world, it's very difficult to find them, so at
Yeah,
least in
exactly.
one
So
place.
a small country, yeah.
And how do you like stand? Like, is it something nice, or what do you feel about that? You're probably the only trader here.
I don't really care.
I don't really care.
I don't really care about other people. I'm just care about myself and my future.
And how does a day in the life then looks for you?
It's boring.
It's boring.
Yeah, you see all this day in the life trading stuff. Most days just sitting at the computer,
Yeah,
just
just in the
sitting on the
computer.
charts, order some food, eat, and then at night
Mm,
maybe you do something. But
okay.
most of the day is just trading. Maybe gym in between courses. If you have communities,
Yeah,
you handle that.
exactly.
Uh, YouTube, all of that. I mean, the day
Yeah,
can pass
exactly.
very fast. Yeah, but trading is just waiting, just sitting on the charts.
Mm,
There's nothing It's not no secret there, right?
Okay, but still you trade for 6 years. I can imagine the stress that comes with trading for 6 years long.
Yeah,
Is
makes you old very fast.
It makes you
That's
old
why
very fast. What would you give some advice for people who have really stress with the trading?
I mean, this is the career you're choosing. So I think to be a successful man, especially in today's age, anything you do is gonna be stressful.
Yeah.
So don't try to run away from it.
Yeah.
Just embrace it and I don't know, find ways to go around it, find ways
It's your psychology.
to use it. Yeah, I mean, everything you do is stressful. If you
Exactly.
want a good life, it's always gonna be stress. There's always gonna be problems.
Yeah, that's what
So
we were talking
you
about.
learn to live with it, right? So,
Indeed, you with trading, you're also alone. Like
yeah.
if we look at businesses, it gives stress because you work with so many other people. With trading, at least you are alone.
Yeah, it's your own battle. So you battle
Your own battle.
yourself, which is a good thing, right? Because you can change what you do, but changing what other people do is harder, right? Because you need to convince them and all of that stuff.
An interesting question. Like the first, when you start trading, the stress you had back then and the stress you have right now, is there a difference? Is your mind harder, would you say?
Uh, I think it's actually the stress is bigger,
Mm-hmm.
but the way I handle it is easier.
Okay.
So I don't know if that makes sense. So at
Yeah,
first the
it makes
stress
sense.
was big, but I really couldn't handle it that well. Now the stress is bigger because obviously it's like you start growing older, you have more responsibilities. Yeah, so the stress is bigger, but I think I learned how to handle it better.
Mm,
So I know when to let it affect me and not affect me. You know.
okay.
So it's
So in the beginning, when you started trading, you had no responsibilities. So it was
yeah,
only just
exactly.
the money
Just
you
the
make.
stress because you wanted to make money,
Mm,
right? You couldn't sleep and all of that. But it's a good thing, right? It's a
mm.
good thing sometimes
A
because
question I asked you yesterday. Are you sometimes scared to lose it all with
not
prop
really.
firms? No?
No, not really, because that's the thing about trading. It's a
Mm-hmm.
skill that you have.
Mm,
A lot of people ask these questions like, "What if forex trading disappears?"
yes.
But you still know like how to trade. You
Mm-hmm.
still know the principles. What is trading? Trading is just supply and demand, right?
Exactly.
So you can trade anything.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You can trade, I don't know, whatever. The world is always gonna be tradable. You're always gonna have things to trade, right? Because
Exactly. That's true.
that's what happened all the time. Like you had gold, you had, I don't know, basic stuff that was being traded for money and all of that. So you're always gonna have something to trade, something to
Okay.
make a profit. Just supply and demand. So and like capital, not really, because having the good skill, you're always gonna get
Mm.
capital. So private capital, I'm also going through towards that. Not really scared, no.
So you can also trade crypto. You can also trade stocks.
Yeah, I
In the
mean,
end.
I don't like it. I'm not very profitable with it,
Mm.
but I can learn. It's not that.
All
The
right.
same principles, right?
And okay, we're talking about Romania. That are not a lot of traders. Would you
Yeah.
ever move out of Romania?
Yeah. I'm actually thinking about moving to Dubai, as I
Dubai.
told you. But Dubai summer is very, very hot, so it's not a
Yeah,
good place.
exactly.
So my plan is just to have a place there, place here,
Mm-hmm.
and then summer spend it here, and then winter spend it in Dubai.
So you like Dubai more than Romania right now?
I like it more because there's more opportunity.
More
There's
opportunity.
more
Okay.
people to talk with. People are more genuine, so they don't
Mm-hmm.
really have any interest, financially speaking, in you.
Mm-hmm.
They just want to connect.
Mm-hmm.
So you have very good conversations. When I was there, I've had very good conversations with everyone I met,
Yes.
and everyone was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Here is a good place to live because everything is okay, like in terms of prices,
Mm.
good quality and everything. But as I told you, the people are not that open-minded,
Okay.
right? So it's very hard to make connections, very hard to have friends.
It's different. Dubai is new and Romania is older. So of course
Yeah,
the
you've seen how
belief that
old the
yes,
country is. Yeah.
people don't believe in it because they're older and Dubai is just new money, new money.
Yeah,
So
in
it's
Romania, most people that have a lot of money is just old businesses
yeah,
that
I can
keep
imagine.
getting passed from generation to generation. So
Imagine.
being new here, it's hard to.
But still, something that I noticed and I didn't expect was in Romania, there's still a lot of money. Like, if we
Yeah,
look at the streets, we see supercars, we see fancy stuff. And I think, if from Belgian perspective, we see this way less.
yeah.
So, you know how this is, or
Why? So
yes, why?
because most people have money here. The
Mm,
like I said, it's mostly old guys.
mm-hmm.
So it's like family wealth, businesses
Family
that
wealth.
get passed. But only it's like only a small part of Bucharest of Romania, because if you go to the other parts, it's like the jungle there.
Yeah,
You don't want to see it. So you've only seen the nice parts, the
yeah,
good parts, let's
definitely.
say. But it's good, but it's just it's not that compared to how it's not the city is not that big. So
Mm,
right,
yeah,
it's just
okay. But myself, I went to America, Asia. Now
you've
in
seen
Europe. I
quite a
lived in
lot.
Europe, and I still like Europe the most. I would say Europe is for me still the place where I want to grow old.
Yep. Okay.
If I look at America, it's for me
That's
America is what
failed.
it's.
Yeah, that's a failed society. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing with Europe. It's still not that affected from all.
mm,
I
well,
won't
from
go to like
civilization.
metrics and all of that, but it's true. Like they push the wrong things, and that hasn't really come to Europe yet, or it
Mm,
has come, but Europe is more traditional.
okay.
So even Romania, like I told you, it's like 99% are Christians.
Yeah,
We believe in the traditional family and all of that. So it's very
this is something I noticed by the
yeah,
way.
it's very hard to change that because it's
Mm,
going so back. So
yeah,
it's hard to change that. They try to change it, but I think maybe in 100 years or something,
mm,
there's gonna, yeah. And that's the thing with most Eastern European countries.
yes, I think
So
so.
I think that's a good thing for family. It's a very good thing.
Yeah, I would say the same exactly. Like you have pros
Yeah,
and cons everywhere, but I feel like in Europe you have the pros of family, the
yeah,
pros of still like older people are just with an older mindset
yeah. And
instead
that's a
of
good thing. And we still have like good food and everything. It's not everything
yeah,
didn't
like
turn to shit.
Miami.
Yeah,
It's horrible. I
I don't
feel
want
like
to know. Yeah.
exactly, exactly.
Yeah.
All right, but you are how much are you funded right now in capital?
It's I think I told you yesterday it's around 4.9 million.
4.9
Yeah.
million in funded. I think that's one of the most in the world, I would say right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
There's only a few people that had that much. Yeah.
Mm,
I
well,
was more. I was 5.5, but then I lost some, and yeah.
yeah, we know.
Yeah,
So what happened? You were 5.5 million, now you're 4.9. What happened exactly?
yeah. Just the rules that
Mm,
platforms make, and they're try if you're profitable and the platform is not actually making money from you,
mm,
they're just gonna shut you down.
yeah,
So I don't really want to go back into the drama aspect of it.
no, I understand.
It's just the thing that if you're profitable and then they look for things that they can use against you.
Mm,
So they try to find some little stuff like a phone that I used on a challenge phase that was used on a funding account on some other
okay.
person or stuff like that. Like doesn't really make sense if you look at it.
It's not fair, that's
It's
it.
not fair. Yeah,
Probably it's somewhere in the rules, but it doesn't make sense.
yeah. It doesn't make sense to just breach all your
Yeah,
accounts and then not
exactly.
pay you out like 20 25K. So I just deal with it. So that's when I went back to like 2 million, and then slowly my goal was to end the year at 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm almost there.
Yeah.
Almost there, yeah. And then from next year, just try to use that and then get some outside investment.
So your payouts, would you say they are high with this amount of capital, or they're
No, that's the thing. Most people think are making 5%, 6% a month, but
mm,
the most successful traders I've known and seen, they only make 1 to 3% a month.
1 to 2% is still good?
So I can say I make around 2% a month.
Mm.
So every 2 weeks, like 1%, that's my goal.
But that is realistic. That is how
Yeah,
it
that's
should be.
realistic, and it's also a good target to achieve, right? Most people
Exactly.
can make, if you think about it, every beginner trader can make 1% a month. It's
Mm-hmm.
just one trade,
Mm-hmm.
right? If you look for the perfect setup that you learn,
Mm-hmm.
everyone can make 1%.
Yeah,
But most people want more, right? Which
exactly.
I understand because they don't really have money.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the thing I focused on. So instead of focusing on having, let's say, 500K, just making 10% a month, which is harder, just focused on gaining more capital and keeping my percentage low. So that was the
Exactly.
big thing for my success, let's say. Yeah.
I think winning trades are good, but consistent winning, that's something completely different.
Yeah, that's why I'm always saying, because you see the leaderboards on all these
Mm,
platforms, and someone just pops up with like 15% return,
exactly.
and same leaderboard I'm in, but I'm like fifth or sixth place, but I'm there every single week. So I think it's better to be there every single week than just pop up
Exactly.
once and then never get there again, right?
Mm-hmm.
So just consistency. Yeah.
Exactly. But what we see on social media is that you do have a different approach when it comes to the challenge accounts.
Yeah.
And this approach, what would you say about it?
Uh, I started thinking because I wanted to increase my capital, so I kind of took a break and figured how the system works, how the whole platform space works, and it's just a business, right?
Yes.
You invest the money to get capital, which is like in every business. So the hard thing about, I know I can trade profitably. I know I can make like, let's say 2% a month, but making on a challenge is like, you need to make like, what is it? 8 plus 5, it's like 13% in 2 months. Maybe you don't have a time limit, but that's hard to make in a month. Maybe in 5 months you can make it if you trade the same way, but that's just way too long, right?
Yeah.
So I just figured I have this money to invest. Let's invest some money, try to get some capital, and then use that capital to make 1 to 2% a month. And then from that payout, just take. At first, I was taking almost all of it, just reinvest. Now I mean, obviously now I don't really take it, but once you grow in capital, I was like, okay, 20% of the payout is for challenges.
Yes.
I'm just gonna use it. Maybe I lose 10 challenges, but if I get like 5 funding accounts, that's perfectly fine for me.
Yeah.
Because in the long run, I'm gonna be profitable. So that's what I was upset with the whole drama with that company banning me, is because I invested some money to get like 1.2 million, I think I was, and I was just above the break-even point after like 2 months. So I recovered my money. I was getting some profit. I did make some profits, and that's when the real money was gonna come in, right? In the next few months, keeping those accounts, and then they just cut it off. So that was annoying, right?
Yeah, exactly.
But at least I was break even, so I didn't really lose money.
But the thing is, you do have an entire strategy. So you say, okay, 20% is for the challenges, and then
and challenges, I see them as just I need to pass them as fast as possible. So that's why I risk 4%, 4.5%. I go over the almost the draw.
Okay, you risk the percent, but you do have the strategy from the beginning. So
yeah, exactly. I don't care if I lose it. My only goal is to pass it as fast as possible and get the capital in.
And when did you like start with this kind of strategy?
I think it was around, can't even remember, half like in the summer, let's say June. I think June. So after my first funds, when did that happen? Was it May or
3 months ago, maybe?
yeah, let's say half of the year, June. I think I had 600K with my first funds. I was VIP funded with them, so not a lot of people are on 600K. And then I started getting funding with TFT. Yeah, that was about, because my account is like 6 months old on TFT. So yeah, almost 6 months ago. So I had 900K, something like that.
900K, okay.
And then lost my forex funds, 300K, and that's when I basically just thought I was gonna.
And you started.
Right, yeah.
Yes, exactly. And it
I
worked
think
out.
so, yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It
It worked out good, yeah.
Okay, and then after you start, so you pass the challenge, and then after you start trading with low risk,
Yeah,
normal.
on the fund, on like the actual capital, I trade 0.5%, 1%. If I go in drawdown, like you saw yesterday, my one account was like down 4%. So I that trade was like 3%, but it paid like almost 6%. So when I go in drawdown, I risk more because I want to recover the accounts. Because if I lose it, I have a lot of payouts backing me, so I can just go again, right?
Okay.
But usually just 0.5%, 1% risk.
0.5%, okay. Because
Yeah,
we take
1%.
2%, but
Yeah, exactly. So my goal is to make 1% every 2 weeks, so 0.5%.
And how do you trade? Swing, day, scalp?
No, just sometimes day trading and swing trading. That's the thing about me. I don't really have like you have like a proper system to trade. I kind of focus more on understanding the market. So I understood when the market moves, why it moves, when it moves, and just some basic, let's call them smart money. I don't know, it's just supply demand.
Supply demand, yes.
Just market structure, right?
Market supply.
So yeah, just understood the best thing that really helped me become very profitable was timing. Once I understood that price is always gonna move inside some time window. So London and then New York, like the first
Okay,
1
so
2
you
hours.
are with
Yeah, when I understood that like there's only 2 moves happening every day on a specific pair. You have the London move and then you have the New York move.
Yes,
So once I started focusing on just catching those or a part of it, it just became very, very easy. So I just, sometimes day trading, sometimes swing trading. I mean, swing trading is like holding positions more. I don't really do that. Maybe max 2-3 days if it happens. But yeah, just day trading. And I only focus on 1-to-1s and 1-to-2s.
So you trade on volume, like when there's a lot of volume in the market.
Yeah, exactly. That's when I enter, yeah. And I use the higher time frame bias.
Use the higher time frame, like weekly, daily, and then.
Yeah, that was another big thing, understanding that the market moves based on the higher time frame. So if I know where the daily time frame is heading, it's just try to find an entry, try to find when the market is going to move. So let's say like this week, We had FOMC yesterday,
Mm-hmm,
so I knew the market is going to move then. So I wasn't trying to get in positions Monday or Tuesday. I was waiting until Wednesday. That's the thing most people get wrong. You have a week full of events, and then they try to take trades Monday, Tuesday, they lose, and then they try to make it all back when there's news, when there's volume. For me, I was just waiting. Monday, Tuesday, no trade. Wednesday, I the setup that you had in your vlog.
Yes.
So I took it. I had a wider stop because I knew price can be volatile, but I had the bias in mind. Just hold it, and then price started moving. So that's
it's
the thing.
purely, because we are talking about FOMC, it's purely technical analysis, no fundamentals analysis.
Not really, no. I do some fundamental analysis. I have some friends that are into it, so I chat with them, get their opinion. But I figured it's just you can't really know.
To be honest, we tried it. We even
You
got
can't really know.
software and we went back to just technicals.
Yeah, exactly. Because if price is gonna move based on the analysis, the technical analysis is just gonna move. News is just a reason.
Yeah, we did like the entire analysis with the fundamentals, and in the end, we just realized it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a waste of
unpredictable.
time. Yeah, it's unpredictable. Price is gonna move. News are just a kick, right?
Yep,
And just
exactly.
fuel to the move. So I like waiting for news, especially the last few months. I noticed price is just gonna move when there's news. So otherwise, you're just gonna have small moves, which you
Exactly.
can take some trades, but it's very hard to catch a big move. So that's why I have a trading style that works. That's why that's a good thing when you understand how the market moves. You can trade anything.
Yeah.
So I can trade on the 4 hour, 1 hour. I can even trade on the 1
Exactly,
minute.
it's the same thing. It is the same thing.
Right. So sometimes I take trades on the 1 minute, 5, 10 pips, 1 to 1, 1 to 2, and then that's it. Right.
Okay. All right.
Sometimes I like, especially when I have a, let's say I want to risk 1%, you can't really risk 1% of 5 pips stop loss. You're going to get slipped to like 2%. So on bigger moves, I risk 1%. On the small moves, even quarter percent. Just try to make some money. Yeah. Try to secure some payouts.
Yeah, definitely. So you say like the payouts you do are like 1%, 2%. So
usually, yeah, 1-2%. When I have some lined up, I try to push the account higher. So yeah, it depends. Just at this point, it's just risk management.
Okay.
So at first, let's say the month starts, I want to secure like 1%, 1.5%, have that secured, and then maybe I have some accounts that are on break even and try to push them more.
Yeah, so you have, that's what you told me also, so you have some accounts where you trade differently, and then you have
so I have
accounts who...
half is just connected to a trade
And is it
copier.
a different strategy, or...
No, it's the same strategy, it's just I take way less setups. So I take 1 to 2 setups a week, maybe 0.5% risk, usually, or 1%. Sometimes, but very high quality setups, like bigger stop losses, letting the trades run. And I have the other accounts that I sometimes trade them individually.
I think it's the best strategy, by the way.
Yeah, so
at this point,
because I like to trade every day, so I take one account, I take a trade, maybe I make some profit, and I move to the next one. So I just, I have 5 accounts, you make profit, profit, profit. Maybe one goes in drawdown, you stick to that account until it's in profit, and then you go over again, try to make more profit. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's just risk management. I don't like connecting everything together, because then you can have a bad day, or maybe something happens, like gold flying 200
I
pips.
saw it a lot with people who want to merge their accounts as fast as possible, and they stay with one funded account, and then they lose it all. So in the end, I think it's way better.
Don't put your eggs in the one basket.
No, exactly.
Just risk management. That's why I noticed at this level, it's just more about capital management and risk management.
Talking about not putting all the eggs, do you have a money management system where you also invest in stocks, or?
No, at the moment I'm not really investing into anything, just myself.
Okay.
So honestly, I didn't find anything that's worth the risk nowadays. Because you see people talking about real estate, crypto stocks. I mean, stocks are okay, but it's not really up to you. You can manipulate everything. Same with crypto, right? Something can happen, like Luna crash, everything.
Exactly.
Where it's not up to you, and then you lose everything.
I don't know
and
if
the outcome is not good. Yeah.
I don't know if you want to talk about it, but if we talk a little bit more about the bans, is it you still in lawsuits, I guess, right now?
No.
You're out now?
Yeah.
But how does this happen, if you want to talk about it?
So when I had problems with different companies, that's when I was basically at almost max funded with all the good companies. So I tried to go towards newer ones.
With all the good companies.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to go to newer ones that weren't really popular. And that's when you pass a challenge, and then they're like, we can't have you trade with us. So then I make a tweet about it just to use it to gain some reach, let's say, engagement. And that's when they basically send you letter.
The
It's
entire
like,
thing. But in the end, you were not in the fault. Like you just
yeah, exactly.
you got banned for
Trying
a
to
reason.
expose them, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they're not gonna refund you unless you stop talking about it.
So they wanted to refund you from the beginning, or just when you talked about them?
Just when I talked about it, that's the thing.
Okay, that's
So
the
it
thing.
doesn't make sense, right?
No,
And there's
exactly.
been some companies where I was like, because with my system, maybe you failed some accounts. So maybe I failed like 4 or 5 accounts, and then I got funded, and then they're like, "We can have you trade with us," and then
Mm.
you refund the challenge fees for those accounts that you passed, but you still have like 5 lost
Yeah,
challenges.
exactly.
So my system doesn't work because I'm not profitable, and they
Mhm.
don't want to refund that. So
All
that's
right.
what's scammy, right?
Okay. And
That's
this was
scammy.
on Twitter that all this happened, or
Yeah,
X, how we call it right
yeah,
now.
yeah.
Okay. And they saw the post through because they got a lot of reach.
Yeah, I even tried to do like a bank chargeback for those, but they try to fight it like crazy, even if
Mm.
they're not right. Right? It's just scammy.
So now you're planning on not ever doing it again.
Yeah, just holding the accounts that I have that I know have been paid, and then yeah, just build a track record to get some outside money.
What was advice that you would give to people if they want to buy a funded company or a prop firm? Where would they buy it? What is the advice you would give them?
Bro, people ask me all the time.
Yeah, can imagine.
But I made a YouTube video about that where I present my portfolio. I'm gonna do another one, update it now with my opinion, my personal opinion,
Mm.
no bias, because I'm not affiliated with any company like
No.
people believe. I'm not.
Mm.
I don't have any. I
That's a
don't
big
even have.
difference.
I could have like referral links with all the companies, but I don't have any.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'm losing money, but I don't really wanna.
In the end, you're the realist though.
Yeah, but I don't really wanna. I don't think it's worth it to sell your brand.
No, definitely
Promote
not.
companies.
So a
So
lot of companies ask it to you, like,
yeah, obviously every company asks me to become an affiliate, but just I don't want it. Some companies even on Twitter they give you like a badge.
mm-hmm.
Bro, I've got some so many badges from companies without even asking, and then you
Yeah.
have to wait for like 2 or 3 weeks to get it removed,
No
right?
way.
Because yeah, on they can add you without your permission.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So I was at some point I had a badge with a prop form, and people are, oh, you're affiliate, your marketing is not
Yeah.
real. I was like, no, I didn't do this.
Okay,
Just
I
waiting
didn't
for it
know
to
this.
get
And what
removed.
what does the badge include? What does it do?
It just shows the company logo next to your username.
What? And
Yeah.
you can't do anything
No,
about
no,
it.
no. You have to wait for like 2 or 3 weeks to get
So
removed.
you can companies can do it now to you
Yeah,
yourself.
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
What?
Yeah,
That's
without your
ridiculous.
permission. I think maybe now they change it, but at first when it got introduced, they just could add you. Crazy, right? Yeah.
Okay. Because yeah, that's crazy because especially with you because you
Yeah, I
are
don't want
the
to.
one.
Yeah, but I do get
Yeah.
messages all the time to promote, become affiliated, all of that. Don't really want to do it, but yeah, I don't have a personal bias. I just
Mm,
give my opinion on
mm,
what I work with, and it's working fine. If people want to go for it, and go for it, but try to stick to the legit ones,
yeah,
right?
exactly. I
That
think so
payout.
too. And the profound challenges you mostly buy two phase or one phase?
2 phase only.
Only two phase
Yeah, one
because of the
phase.
daily drawdown.
Yeah, yeah. You need
Yeah.
at least 10%.
Mm.
Overall drawdown like 5% daily.
Okay. All
And on
right.
the one phase account, it's just because I've seen some platforms do this also on the 2 phase account where they have like, I don't know what's called, like the drawdown goes up as you're in
Mhm.
profit, you know? So I think that's on the one phase, but it happened to
That's
me
horrible what
on
they
the,
do there.
bro, it happened to me on a fund account on 2 phase. It was a 200K account. I didn't know about it. So I think I made like 3% or 4% profit. And then when the payout date came in, they were like, if you withdraw all the money, we're gonna breach your account because the drawdown went up, right? So my drawdown was like at the initial balance,
Yeah, yeah.
so it doesn't make sense. So you only can have one payout.
It's crazy
It's
because
yeah,
the thing is also with us with the daily drawdown, you go up 5% and then you go to 1% and your account is breached.
yeah,
And you're
exactly,
still in profit.
yeah, exactly.
That's
So there
crazy.
are some rules that you need to pay attention to. So you need
Very.
to read very carefully.
Yeah, exactly. It's not because you're in profit that you don't lose the account.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the
yeah,
thing now,
yeah.
especially with one phases.
There are some stupid rules that
Mm,
keep getting added, and they not. That's why I don't like. They don't even let you know,
yeah,
like an email or something, right? They just change the rules, and you're like, "Oh, this wasn't here,"
yeah.
and then
I think you really have to look for the legit prop firms, and in the end, prop firms are still better than personal capital because if
yeah,
you
obviously,
drop 50,000 of your own personal capital in a broker's,
you
it's
can't
risky.
really, yeah, it's risky, and you can't really risk 1%. I mean, you can risk 1%, but it's just
Yeah, exactly.
it's
But
just a
still, it's
lot.
like if you lose 50,000 or 250,
Yeah, that's a
it's a
lot.
big difference, you know.
The big hits, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I like the preference base.
It's amazing. It's an amazing tool. It's just that you have to play it out. That's
Yeah,
the thing.
exactly. You need to understand the rules and play it
It is
in
still
your
legit. I
advantage.
think a lot of people now are skeptical because of my Frozen funds.
Yeah.
But a lot of people, they are skeptical about it. But still, we have.
I mean, if you've been trading for a while and you've been trading with them, you could notice the slippage
Yeah,
and everything. It
exactly. With
was
their own broker.
artificial.
And what was it? Like their own server they
Yeah, they
had.
were on server. Yeah, so
Mm,
it was bad. But
mhm.
I knew it, and then I just adapted. So
Yeah.
unless most people were there just get mad and they over risk, I took a step back again, and I was just okay. I get slipped like
Mm.
a lot. Let me just do a wider stop.
Like slipped a lot. What is a lot? Would you
Like
say?
I think it
Two.
was bad, like 2-3 pips
That's
on
crazy. Yeah.
entry and like
Okay.
a stop loss. So it's just okay. Let me make my stops bigger,
Mm.
and then yeah, maybe I risk 1% and I make 0.7%, but
Yeah.
that's still money, right?
For me, swing trading is the way to go in everything with a high stop loss,
Yeah,
but still you have the spread hour.
yeah,
That also can be
yeah.
very bad.
Especially Wednesday because it's
Yeah.
double the spread.
Mm.
Yeah, I wish I could be a swing trader, but I can't.
The psychology or just the strategy?
Both. I
Yeah.
mean, psychology. Maybe I can handle it, but I just hate because you have the big move, let's say New York, and then the
Mhm.
next day retraces, and then you have another push up in like
Yeah.
3 days. So I'd rather just take profit after the
Mm.
push, wait for a re-entry, re-enter, and go from there.
Yeah. Okay. You
Yeah,
know what I liked when we had the first conversation? A lot of people I met and in the industry, we have a lot of fake people. And the
yeah,
first thing you started talking about is your trades. Not about a course, not
yeah,
about selling stuff. You started talking about the
yeah.
trades. And we were looking
Yeah.
at the trades, and that's a big difference.
Yeah,
That's
when
not,
we
not
when you
from the beginning.
met 2 days ago, yeah, 2 days ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I was mad about the GU
Yeah,
trade. I was like,
exactly.
bro, I got stopped on
But
GU.
that's a big difference because if we look in the industry, it's hard to find, especially like 4.9 million or 4.8
Yeah,
billion
being
in
legit.
funded. That is a
Yeah, because
crazy
it's funny
difference.
because I was down on because it's the same account that I took the trades yesterday. So I was mad because I tried to long GU and I got stopped out. I
Yeah,
told you,
yeah,
and then the next day I was like, in this GU set. I mean, you saw it. It was in drawdown when I
yeah,
showed you guys,
exactly, exactly. We were
and I
looking at the
kept
same
holding
pattern.
it. We went out and then it finally moved. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. For us as a swing trader, December is just horrible. I
yeah,
will
no,
be honest. It's okay. We have the big news events, but still, as a swing trader, it's horrible.
yeah, I know, I know.
So December is treating us very bad.
I mean, yeah, last year I think it was all right. December, I think, yeah, I remember I started the year, 2nd January. I did like a 10K day. I
Okay,
had 2 trades. Yeah, I posted
nice.
that on Twitter, and that was a nice way to start the year.
Yeah, for me, December was also the previous year the biggest year month ahead. So
Yeah,
sometimes
that's
it's
why
just
you
different.
need to stick to what you're doing and
Exactly.
don't really care about December or
We
summer.
didn't, and we tried, but it didn't end up well. So,
Yeah, if you see it's not working, then you
mm,
you can take a break. Obviously,
exactly.
that's what I'm probably gonna do. Maybe next week, just take a
Mm.
break until next year. Yeah,
And if you talk about the cars, you have two very nice cars, I would
yeah,
say, and they are both completely paid with prop firms.
yeah, yeah.
So that
That's
shows the possibility of prop firms.
yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, just wanted to reward myself, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah, you want to reward, but it's a good thing you're 24. I mean, like I'm
yeah,
23, and
like I told you, it was a goal when I was 18. I still remember, but time passes so fast, especially when you have like 2 3 years that you completely waste just trying to
yeah,
I don't know, excel in one thing like
yeah,
trading.
exactly.
I can't even remember 2 or 3 years of my life because
Mm,
I was on the computer all day trying to make it work. So that's a bad thing. But
hmm.
obviously the rewards after are good. So when I was 18, I made my goal like by 25, I wanna have like a supercar and all of that.
Yeah,
So yeah, it's a funny story. The McLaren is just that's why I told you earlier because most things that you do in your life you don't expect them to happen.
hmm.
So I never expected to have a McLaren.
Okay.
I thought it was a shit car, to be honest.
A lot of people do, but still, it's super
Yeah.
fast and
So
super.
it just happened during the summer. I was in vacation and I was kind of looking around. I
Hmm.
tried some cars, but I don't fit in them because I'm so big. So I kind of didn't
Yeah,
really
yeah,
want it anymore. But then a friend called me. Is like, "Oh, I found this for you. If you want to check it out." I was like, "Yeah, sure." I came back.
so you couldn't fit in the cars, the ones you
Yeah,
tried in the beginning.
yeah. I wanted obviously like Lambo and all of that, and
Yeah.
I don't really fit in it. And then yeah, I came back next day, just checked the car. I was like, yes,
This is
It's
it.
pretty
McLaren
nice.
GT, right?
Yeah, McLaren GT. So it's
Okay.
pretty nice. And then that night I just sent the money and got the papers done, and that was it. So it's just 2 days. In 2 days it happened.
I think what you said with the 2 years waste, for me, the biggest thing
Yeah.
was when I was wasting this time on training a skill, I wasn't
Yeah.
really sure if it was actually profitable.
Yeah, you
And
never
that was
know.
the scare. That was the scary
Yeah.
part. Like, are you wasting it for nothing?
Yeah, I've had that thoughts multiple times.
Mm,
Obviously, when you start to question,
yeah,
is it really worth it what I'm doing?
that's scary. That's very scary.
But then again, results come happening when you don't expect them.
I think you're the best example. A
Yeah.
McLaren and the Audi S6,
Yeah,
7, S7,
S7. Yeah,
S7.
yeah, it's a nice
It's
deal.
the biggest example that you can buy it because these cars combined is a lot of money. And if you only paid from prop firms, it's
Yeah, yeah, and only like
that's
after 2 months of profits or 1 month.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. And now another question: like between the McLaren and the Audi S7, which car
He
would
asked
you?
me,
Yes, would you choose?
the McLaren obviously is
Mm,
so nice, get so much attention, and yeah. But again, you saw Romania is not good roads,
no,
so it's
true.
a nice car to just go to a restaurant and drive it
Yeah,
back. But that's about it.
that's
But
about it.
yeah, that's about
The
it.
gas is crazy on the McLaren, or
The gas, who cares? To be honest,
it's true. It's the McLaren.
no, it's not crazy because you don't drive it that much.
Mm, mm,
So you don't really spend a lot of money. That's what we discussed yesterday because people are like, supercars are a waste of money and maintenance and all of that, which is not really true because you're not driving it all the time.
exactly.
You're only driving it, let's say, 7, 8 months a year,
Mm,
maybe twice a week
hmm
for like, I don't know, 1 hour.
Yeah, can
So
imagine.
it's
It's
not,
big difference, of course, because it's only for fun.
yeah, it's only for
It's
fun.
not like the
It's,
S7 you would
it's
drive daily.
I think it's a good investment in your image.
Mm.
People see you, obviously, they see you different.
I think also the McLaren driving in Romania can be difficult because of all the traffic.
That's why I don't go out.
Yeah,
I told you
it,
because you wanted to go out during the day, and I was like, no,
it's crazy.
only at
It's
night.
crazy.
Yeah,
That's
that it's a
something.
very busy city. Yeah,
I didn't know this, by the way, but yeah, I could like
especially
imagine.
during winter because everyone takes their car because it's so
Mm.
cold. It's crazy.
That's something also in Romania gets very
Yeah,
cold.
yeah,
I
it
come
gets
from
very cold.
Cyprus, man. It's
But next week is
ridiculous.
gonna be it's like 15 degrees,
All right.
so it's gonna be nicer.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
These were all my questions from my part.
Okay.
And thank you for being on the podcast.
Yeah. Thank you for having me.
All right.
Hopefully, we're gonna do another one. Maybe
Yes,
Cyprus.
definitely. Maybe Cyprus.
Yeah.
Maybe Cyprus. That would be amazing. Or Dubai.
Nice. Yeah. All right, guys. So thanks for watching the podcast. Hopefully, it has been some valuable information here. If you have more questions, obviously you're gonna have my social links down in the description, Andrew NFX, and yeah, like and subscribe to the channel. And hopefully, we're gonna do another one very, very soon.